This is what happens after the intro, a video series by Match B2B that looks at patterns determining whether international B2B connections actually continue or quietly lose momentum after a strong start. I'm Brandon Cohen, an international B2B partnerships and growth advisor. I work with companies operating across markets, and I see what actually happens after introductions are made, when collaboration either moves forward or slowly stalls. In this episode, we're not talking about trust, we're not talking about confidence or regulation, we're talking about something much more concrete. Momentum disappears when progress is unclear. Many international B2B collaborations slow down even though nothing is wrong. People are engaged, meetings happen, emails are answered, but no one can clearly say what has progressed since the last conversation. That's the real problem. In practice, this usually looks the same. After a strong introduction, everyone agrees to move forward. There's a call, then another call, then a follow-up. But there is no clear definition of what the next meaningful step actually is. No milestone, no checkpoint, no agreed signal that says, we are now further than we were before. Without that, momentum dies. You can see this clearly in project-driven SaaS companies. Teams using platforms like Asana don't disengage because tasks are hard to complete. They disengage when work feels endless and progress feels invisible. Tasks exist, activity exists, but there is no moment where the team can say, we've crossed something. Asana learned that engagement increased when progress was broken into explicit stages, not work is happening, but this phase is complete. Clear phases, clear transitions, clear signals of movement. Momentum didn't come from speed. It came from knowing where they were in the process. The same pattern shows up in complex infrastructure platforms. Companies working with Snowflake often start using the platform early. Queries run. Data moves. But progress slows when teams don't know what should already be live, what comes next, and how success is measured at each stage. Snowflake addressed this by defining adoption journeys with concrete milestones. Stage 1 wasn't using Snowflake. It was data source X is live. Stage 2 wasn't more usage. It was analytics team Y is operational. When teams could point to completed stages, momentum returned. You see this again in international e-commerce and expansion platforms. Companies working with Shopify Plus rarely fail because people don't respond fast enough. They fail when launch steps blur together. Design, localization, payments, logistics, everything overlaps. Nothing clearly finishes. Shopify Plus focused on making progress explicit. Milestones were defined. Dependencies were visible. Each phase had a clear done. That clarity kept teams moving, even when timelines slipped. Across all of these examples, the pattern is very concrete. People don't disengage because communication is slow. They disengage because progress is undefined. Responsiveness keeps conversations alive. Defined progress keeps energy alive. After the introduction phase, this becomes critical. When companies can't clearly articulate what has moved forward since the last interaction, urgency fades. When progress is visible and staged, even slow movement feels meaningful. That's why this episode is not about being faster, it's about being clearer. Momentum doesn't come from activity. It comes from knowing exactly what has progressed, what comes next, and how movement is recognized. And when that clarity is missing, momentum disappears. Quietly, predictably, and almost every time. That is what happens after the intro.